Hey everyone, I'm Julian, and let me introduce you to the Acer Predator Triton 700. Now, the first thing you'll notice is it's thin. Really thin. At just 0.7 inches tall and 5.4 pounds, this laptop won't wear you out if you're carrying it in a backpack or big purse all day. Now, you might think that at such a slim profile, you'd have to sacrifice graphical horsepower, but they've managed to squeeze a Max-Q GTX 1080 in there with a base clock of 1290 MHz. When we played Destiny 2 on the highest settings with a field of view of 100, we hovered around 100 frames per second and dipped as low as 85 FPS when the action got really intense. But those numbers can go higher. Acer found that even though they've got one of the most powerful cards in a chassis less than the width of my thumb, they still had some wiggle room to play with. So they did what any red-blooded gamer would do and overclock the GPU. Overclocked, this card can run at 1440 MHz and boost up to 1618 MHz. And that's because of a hyper-efficient fan that you can actually see through an eye-catching glass panel at the top. Right next to it, there's a touchpad, and since it's made of Gorilla Glass, your fingers are going to feel right at home if you've ever used a smartphone. Moving down, you can see the keyboard, which out of the box have this sweet turquoise to match the rest of the laptop. But if you're not a fan, you can pick from any of the other 16.7 million possible colors. The screen is a 120Hz Full HD LCD with G-Sync to keep your frame stable and tear-free. But if you want more, the Triton 700 has the ports to support up to 3 external displays. This thing actually has a surprising amount of ports, including 3 USB 3.0s, Thunderbolt 3, a secret USB 2.0, and Gigabit Ethernet to supplement the killer Double-Shot Pro Wi-Fi. Other internals include an Intel Core i7-7700HQ processor running at 2.8 GHz, 32 GB of RAM, and dual 256 GB NVMe PCIe SSDs in an RAID configuration that can transfer files faster than I can say all those letters. And yes, I know it's pronounced RAID. So there you have it, the Predator Triton 700 from Acer. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and be sure to like and subscribe because there's plenty more great content here on GeForce.
Hey everyone, I'm Shannon Morse, and today I got my hands on the newly announced Fall 2018 update of the Razer Blade 15. Razer has taken much of their redesign from earlier this year and precisely tuned it to a lovely finish in this new line of laptops. The new Razer Blade 15 comes in 3 different models: Base, Advanced, and a limited edition Mercury White option, all of which come with a premium design and top-notch specs. The model I have here is the base version, and its biggest differences are its solid-state and hard disk drive dual storage, the Gigabit Ethernet, which is located on the left side, and the single-zone full-key RGB chroma lighting. Razer was able to include the much-requested Ethernet by increasing the chassis size by 3mm, which also allowed them to improve the specs while keeping the cost down. The Razer Blade 15 base model still has the smallest 15.6-inch gaming laptop footprint, and it comes in at 19.9mm thin. It's built for durability and portability with a CNC aluminum chassis, a 65 watt-hour battery allowing for up to 6 hours of battery life, and it weighs approximately 4.5 pounds. It has a custom heat pipe thermal system to keep the device cool during gaming or content creation, and when I was playing Destiny 2, the laptop stayed very cool under a constant workload. The 15.6-inch screen is beautiful and it's crisp. It is a full HD at 60 Hz and 100% sRGB colors, and every display is custom calibrated at the factory. The bezels are super thin at 4.9mm, but they still manage to keep that webcam up top, which I appreciate. The Razer Blade 15 features an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 GPU with Max-Q design, an 8th gen Intel Core i7 CPU, and 16 gigs of upgradable RAM. The laptop starts with a 128 gig solid-state storage and a 1 TB hard drive, plus all of the ports that you would need, including full HDMI 2.0, a mini DisplayPort 1.4, USB-C Thunderbolt 3, Gigabit Ethernet, 3 USB 3.1 ports, and a headphone jack. The advanced model of the Razer Blade 15 gives users the option to step up to 144Hz refresh rates, or a 4K touch display, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 Max-Q design graphics, and a thinner 16.8mm design. Razer also just announced a limited edition Mercury White model, which looks really great paired with their existing line of Mercury White peripherals. I gamed on the Razer Blade 15 base model for several hours to test out the specs, and I found that my gameplay looked awesome on the display, but it was also comfortable to use the keyboard and the touchpad. While the full-size arrow keys are shifted from a position that I'm used to, it did not take long to get accustomed to the new layout and hit my regular typing speeds. The glass touchpad with integrated click buttons is incredibly smooth to the touch, and it's big. The upward-facing speakers are also quite loud and clear, and the power button is again hidden within that right-hand side speaker, which gives the laptop a much cleaner look. The new Razer Blade 15 is available now, and it starts at $15.99. I'm Shannon Morse. Thanks for watching.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Greg from ASUS, and I am at ASUS headquarters in Taiwan. I'm here for Computex 2017, and we're announcing a lot of great new hardware at the show. But one thing I'm really excited about is the ROG Zephyrus GX501 ultra-portable gaming laptop. This is the first of a new generation of laptops utilizing the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080 with Max-Q technology. In order to cram such a high-powered GPU into a slim and light laptop like this, we had to totally rethink laptop cooling design. But before we get into the cooling and design features, why don't we quickly go over some of the specs. It's got an Intel Core i7 7700HQ CPU. The GPU is an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080. It's also available with a GTX 1070, 24 gigabytes of DDR4 memory at up to 2400 megahertz. 512 gigabyte PCIe Gen 3 NVMe M.2 SSD. It also features a 15.6-inch 1080p 120Hz G-Sync display. And it weighs less than 5 pounds. On the outside, it's got all the standard connections. We've got a headset jack, 2 USB 3.0, HDMI, power port. On the other side, we've got 2 more USB 3.0 ports and a USB Type-C connection for Thunderbolt and USB 3.1. The keyboard is positioned at the front of the chassis to allow for better cooling for the internal components and to offer more comfortable, familiar position when gaming. Has Aura RGB backlighting so you can customize the color and dynamic lighting effects. It also features anti-ghosting with up to 30 key rollover, and they've been designed with 1.4 millimeters of travel for greater comfort and accuracy when typing or gaming. So now let's talk about the cooling. When you open the laptop, the bottom flexes to create 20% more open space for air circulation. This improves airflow by up to 40% and reduces temperatures by 20% when compared to conventional GPU cooling. This means that you could game for hours without the GPU throttling back and losing performance. All these features add up to make the ROG Zephyrus GX501 an incredible gaming powerhouse that's thin and light enough to take with you wherever you go. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this quick overview. We'll be doing a more in-depth review with benchmarks and all that a little bit later. So go ahead and subscribe to be notified for that and for all of our other Computex coverage from the 2017 show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Strix Scar 2 features HyperCool Pro to get the most out of its high-performance fans. Compared to regular 5-volt fans, the 12-volt fans significantly increase cooling performance. An extended cladding plate soaks up heat to avoid thermal throttling. And a cool chipset power components for increased system stability. To prolong system lifespan, the patented anti-dust cooling system expels harmful particles out of the chassis, improving dust removal rate. The patented trapezoid cut lid improves thermal efficiency by up to 27% over traditional designs. change fan settings by pressing the FN function key and F5, or use the Armory Crate hotkey to access 5 different fan mode with Hyperfan. Turbo mode provides the fastest fan speeds, so you can fully exploit the power of Strix-Scar 2 during intense gaming. While silent mode curbs fan speed and power consumption for less demanding tasks. The balanced mode delivers stable fan performance at a moderate noise level. Windows mode gives you the default OS fan settings, or customize and even overclock fan performance with manual mode. HyperCool Pro is a cooling masterpiece that ensures stable performance and extends the system's lifespan.
If you're interested in buying one of this product, links to all the products mentioned in this video are in the description down below. If you like and found this video helpful, don't forget to give a like, comment, and to subscribe. As always, thank you for watching.